Okay, hello my multi-millionaires over there on the other side of the screen. Today I'm gonna do an English day again because I feel that the Finnish culture and the Finnish language is kind of shitty. Yeah. You know, nowadays I have started to feel, like really started to feel, that my brain is no longer working very good, you know. That my mind is kind of becoming a subpar mind. I can no longer imagine things so well as I used to be in my youth. And I feel that this is related to technology, and I use technology for creative purposes, you know. I do art and I do YouTube and that kind of stuff, but I feel that the real imaginative stuff out there, stuff from the best creative imaginative minds, I can't kind of recreate nowadays. And I feel that imagination requires this kind of boringness in the mind to manifest. And it might be that I'm not bored nowadays, you know. I'm just not bored because I have this project, you know, that I do. And yeah, and it's kind of irking me, you know. I want to do more imaginative stuff, but I feel that around me it's pretty prevalent that most people don't have any freaking trace of imagination left in them. You know, they can't imagine anything. And you know, it's just that the mind quality goes like down and down and down, you know. I feel that it's very easy to find low quality minds and low quality people. They are everywhere. It's a very rare thing to find anybody with imagination, motivation, self-belief, this kind of stuff. It's very easy to find people who are unmotivated, no imagination, no trust in themselves. It's very easy, insecure. It's very easy to find people who are fat, addicted, this kind of stuff. They're everywhere. You don't have to go searching for them. Yeah. I read this one book by a writer called Richard Powers. The dude is writing in the newest book about autism disorder and the autism spectrum and Asperger's syndrome, that kind of stuff. And it's a very interesting book. Maybe it's not so, yeah, it's pretty imaginative, but I felt that with most people who write science fiction, their description in the science fiction stuff is so detached, you know. And I remember when I was younger, I mean, I had this year of going without the internet, and I wrote with a typewriter, you know, science fiction, very imaginative stuff. I was in another realm, and from those days I have kind of felt that there's something kind of missing in my writing. I have been maybe able to create more better characters. Well, I created me, you know. I created Truth Detective. So it's pretty impressive. Maybe everything grew out of it, you know. I made it matter, you know, in real life sense. All the skill I got there. I made it kind of work, and it's a very rare thing, you know. I don't see this done by anybody else. So it's a very rare thing. Most people just are themselves, you know, or the name and the social security number they were attached to when they were young, and their career, that kind of stuff. But I feel that that's a very, you know, low level way to live your life. I feel there are much better things out there. And it's one of the things in this town also, is that people just are not conscious of anything better. you know, there are better things out there. Maybe not on planet Earth, you know, but there are better things in general. Also, one of the things I started thinking about yesterday is how it's kind of related to art. How in art you have color and shape, and you can apply those colors and shapes also to physical things. But my art is not so physical, you know. It's more, it more deals with the basics, you know. Here we have all kinds of like textures and, you know, this kind of stuff. My art, you know, it doesn't have this materiality of the universe, and I feel that some minds, because of their low qualityness, you know, are seeking exactly that, because that has something that their mind seeks, you know. They seek those kind of things, like a materialistic type of mindset. And you know, in YouTube there are these people who kind of say to you that materialism is all like shit, you know, and like it's just the way to think, you know. I'm not meaning just about like this mentality of acquiring physical items that the capitalistic system is built upon, but this materialistic mentality, this ideology, this belief system. And yeah, I don't know if being imaginative kind of grows out of a different kind of an alternative kind of belief system, you know. And what are the things that can kind of open yourself up to this thing? I have no idea. Yeah, but and it's really interesting. I was actually reading a couple of books about the 1930s and the 1920s, about jazz and about the mafia, the New York history. And it's really interesting that I found a book yesterday also in the library about Freemasons, and there was the picture of Louis Armstrong, and you know, the jazz saxophonist, I think, yeah. And he was a Freemason, and there in the book written by G.S. Stone or something like that, he talks about Louis Armstrong kind of getting into a couple of really dire, you know, dire situations with the gangsters related to his musical career. Yeah, and it's pretty intense how those kind of the crime world and how the show business world kind of played into each other in that timeline. I don't know how it is nowadays. It's probably still kind of, they are kind of related, or probably at least that kind of show business, you know, that deals with audience and, you know, all these clubs, that kind of stuff. It's very interesting stuff. You should look into it. And yeah, the temperatures are dropping here in Finlandia, and this suit I have on right now, it kind of feel a bit I would say chilly out here, but you know, I feel that you can use a suit anywhere, you know. I just feel it's so fucking great. It feels so freaking good. And when you come here, you know, there are so few people around, you know, it doesn't matter if you stink a bit and that kind of stuff. You can just breathe, and you can get your mind to that proper place. You see how much more positive I'm becoming. Like, man, this is the way. Like, we as human beings, we should like stop seeking for that human created like like happiness, you would say. Like we seek that like natural type of, you know, what we need as human beings, you know, clean air, that kind of stuff. And in general, I have been feeling that I have been doing in the last couple of weeks maybe some shoddy work, like not really good enough, and some pretty great stuff also. And I feel that I have these moments in time when I feel kind of bad, you know, kind of hopeless about life in general, and I start to do shoddy work, you know, and I start to focus more on the amount and not on the quality of it, you know. But in there, in that shit, there's usually something, a seed where something great will grow out of. So I also feel this kind of way that I'm not fully in control of my whatever I do. It's kind of guided by some thing, you know. I have a plan of going to the store next and to buy some nuts, because nuts, I have started actually boiling nuts. It's really great. They are great for your brain, but you have to be mindful so you don't get any allergies, you know, from the stuff. They're really great because they are mostly fat and good fat. Your brain kind of needs that fat, you know. Look at the sunset over here. I have started waking up later, you know. Yesterday I was up, you know, like 7 a.m. You know, I was up that like soon, and I was at the library. I was writing the whole day, and it was great, you know. I even did some socializing. I have felt kind of antisocial lately. I have these periods where I go all out and I talk to everybody, try to get my truth detectiveness known by people. I maybe have a different kind of like a target objective in my socializing. I don't try to make friends or that kind of stuff. It's just not my kind of style, you know. I don't really care about friends that much. I more care about this, you know, this character. It's hard to be friends with a fucking character. You would have to be character yourself, and then those characters could be friends. But you know, this is just my life. Okay, that was great. That got me into the right mindset. Now let's head to the freaking store.